Hey, what's up, guys? My name is Ira Cross. And this is First Mic, where we talk to comics about their first time on stage. And today we have Xavier. Oh my God. Sorry. Xavier Dunson. He scared me. Sorry, Xavier. I'm gonna go get to work. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us. As I just said, even though I didn't actually just say it because this intro was done a while ago, as I just said, we have Xavier G. Dunson. Xavier G. Dunson, how are you?
I'm pretty solid. Oh, yeah.
I'm great, man.
Is it funny to say my name?
It is, because he told me that if I don't say his full name, he's not going to respond to me.
I plan on ignoring him if he doesn't say my full name.
I'm going to test that theory.
Let's see what you got, bud.
I'm going to switch it up and say things like dude and bro and man, and then what?
Pushing your luck, Ira.
Xavier G. Dunson.
Yes, sir.
Tell us about your introduction to comedy. What got you into comedy, man?
Oh, wow. That's a messy question.
Yes.
Here's the short answer, and then maybe the long answer following it. The short answer is my family.
Fair.
The long answer is still my family, but with backstory.
Word.
I don't know. Everybody in my family is just so funny, you know? So, like, as an unfunny kid, it was like, I got to figure this out. You know, like, I was so unfunny as an individual and as a child.
Right.
I couldn't borrow jokes to make them funny, which is very embarrassing.
Damn.
Yeah. I remember one time I was, like, watching one of Chris Rock's specials with my older brother.
Right.
I got 4 siblings.
Right.
And he said a joke that I was like, that's funny. I was like, I'm going to make up my own version of that. And it's clearly not a Chris Rock joke. And so I told my brother, I was like, hey, Chris Rock just said, why did the cow go to the drive-in to see the movies? And he looked at me, he was like, did you just make that up? I was like, no, Chris Rock definitely said that. He's like, I'm gonna go into the other room and make fun of you with our siblings. I was like, no, don't do that. He definitely said that. And then like for the next hour or so, they just like clown me. And I was like, one of these days,
I'm gonna get you.
I'm gonna be funnier than all you fuckers. And it was just like such a revealing moment where I was like, I'm really not funny at all.
Damn.
That sucked. Fast forward a few years, I told a better story than everybody, so they would always come to me to tell a story. Even if we all knew it, they would, shut up, let Xavier tell it. I'm like, that felt good.
Yeah.
Even if it was someone else's story, they'd be like, Xavier's better at this than
That's
you.
dope.
And that felt good. I wasn't funny yet, but I could just tell the story better.
Right.
Fast forward to middle school. Everybody hated middle school.
Yeah.
My sliver of it was particularly miserable. I was still very short, had like a Mickey Mouse voice, had no facial hair yet, but I stood like 3'11", dog. No, I wasn't even 4 foot.
Dog.
I was a little dude. I looked like Little Bill, just less, SA, sexual assault.
Did you have the bald head? Is my question.
All of it, dude. Had the big cap and everything. I really was Little Bill. It sucked.
That's hilarious.
And it was like one of those things in middle school where like you had to be mean or funny or both to avoid bullying.
Or athletic.
They were the ones being the bullies, actually, usually.
Fair. No, that's fair.
So I was like, all right, I already know how to be mean because I hate my siblings right now. So, check. It was like, how do I be funny? So we would have these like regular roast sessions. Mm-hmm. And so even if you weren't funny, you just got reps.
Yep.
So I got used to just roasting somebody. Even if it wasn't funny, you just had to jump in because if you didn't, you were next in the circle, you know? Mm-hmm. So I learned how to be mean and funny or both.
Yep.
And then that was middle school. High school, I had no identity.
Word.
I was in the shadow of my older brother. He was like a super athlete, student athlete, all-American, everything, dude. Like, he was untouchable. And then I was right there in his shadow.
I was like, you did not exist.
I mean, literally did not. And if I did, it was only to be like a gateway to him, which kind of sucked. You know, can you imagine somebody talking to you only to get to someone else? Like, hey, Ira, how you doing? Hey, how's your brother? It's like he's doing all right. I think he's dead. So you got to talk to me, I guess.
And they're like, no, I'm good.
They're like, nah, okay, I'm actually going to do anything else. It's like, that sucks. So, I just learned how to read a good book and write a good novel at that point. That's where I learned my personality, I think, more than anything. I love the Fresh Prince, so I would watch that. I had a best friend who wasn't jazz, but we had that same kind of handshake, you know? And then high school was just like self-discovery, a ton of self-discovery. I did a lot of theater, and I got into improv in high school at the very end. And then college was where that's where the rubber meets the road, you know? I got into my first improv group, 8th Floor Improv at Ohio State, shout out. And they really gave me the foundation for comedy. Like, they treat that group like a business. Like, we read books, we did seminars, workshops, traveled the country, and we did festivals. And that was like a solid year of just learning comedy and practicing, right?
Dope.
A year into that, one of the troop mates, he was like, you should try stand-up. So I went to the Scarlet and Gray, which nowadays is threes up high, on high, one of those. And I went in, Corey Baxter, Mark Lucas are running it. And full room, but only like 3 people in the front are paying attention. So like, it's like not the most ideal. It was sweet. It was like sweet, tight, right? So like, I go up and, you know, I do whatever I thought was funny. I get off stage and my friend Aaron Nemo, who's like an amazing comic, dude. I was like, how'd I do? And he was like, just keep going. He didn't say I bombed. He also didn't say I did well either. You know? But it was encouraging enough, so I kept going. Fast forward like maybe 8-9 months in, I'm hitting the pavement every night, dude. Every day I can go up. I do my first show. That's when everything really came together, and I realized I wanted to do comedy. Because that first show, it felt unrealistic. Like, I remember at the mics, it was like struggling to get like a consistent laugh throughout the set, right? And these are like 2 to 4 minute sets. This is a 3-minute set. I'm like, I got a bunch of one-liners, some short jokes. And my first opening was just like a setup. It wasn't even a full joke. I never laughed. And I was like, oh, y'all thought that was funny? I'll laugh again. I was like, oh, okay, this is a show. By the end of 3 minutes, dude, I was hooked. I was what the UK comics call hooked on coke joke. Joke coke, whatever. That's funny. It was just, ever since then, it was just a high I've been chasing. You know?
That's dope. No, I love that though, because like, no, so it's funny, you bring that up, and I feel like every comic has, it's the reason I started this show, because everybody has their version of like, this is what got me hooked on doing it, and this is why I keep going back, and this is why even when I bomb and do real shitty, I come back and I'm like, maybe if I just tweak this and adjust it. So I love hearing like the buildup of how you started to get into comedy and how you really wanted to do your first show, and all this stuff happened, and it just feels like you just cultivated everything and just built on everything to go and go and go and keep going. So like, that's dope, man. I love hearing that.
It's a lot of waves, you know. You learn how to be tolerant when you're not funny.
Right.
Then you learn how to like fight for the consistency when you learn how to be funny. And then once you're funny, that's when the expectation and the pressure's now built into your act. Where people know you can be and they expect you to be. And now you have to have that expectation of yourself to deliver. And as a newer comic, you don't have that. You're under the radar. You don't have anything to worry about. So you can take so many risks. But the minute you have a little bit of credibility, a little bit of establishment, now people are like, better fucking make me laugh. It's like, I can. I'm just like, I'm trying some new stuff. And so that was maybe the trickiest part about learning comedy, was like those levels, right? You try not to like sound like or imitate someone you look up to. And that was in my formative years, that was a tricky situation. Because I really looked up to Chappelle. I mean, I still do. Chris Rock, Eddie Murphy, you know, all the greats, Richard Pryor. But trying not to imitate them was like, hard. It's just so hard not to sound like them or like copy their material or even have a punchline that basically sounds like theirs. Eventually, you don't. But it's okay to have like those training wheels when you start out, so long as it doesn't identify your comedy in the long run, you know?
No, I love it. So kind of in that same vein, somebody that is like brand new to comedy, or they're thinking of, you know, going and getting up on stage, what advice would you have for them?
Oh, dude. It's gonna sound counterintuitive, but they gotta go up there and fail as much as possible.
Word.
The reason why, no, for real.
Word.
The reason why I say this is because, and I gotta define what I mean by failure here. I don't mean fail in terms of like go up there and deliberately fail. The best example I can think of is like if you were like a musician and you put out like a crappy song on purpose, you learn nothing from that process. You knew it sucked before you put it out, and then when everybody else agrees that it sucked, what did you get from that, right?
Yeah, that's a good point.
As opposed to an artist who put their heart, their soul, their blood, their sweat, their tears into something they put out and it flops. People hate it. It is the worst thing they've ever done in their life. That's a genuine failure, but they also have seeds for opportunity degrees of growth in the same moment.
Right.
And so when you fail, when you genuinely fail like that, in the latter example, in comedy, you learn so much more about yourself, about what you can do, what you shouldn't do, and who you are as a comedian, as a performer. And so that's what I mean by fail. Like fail like that, like by genuinely doing your best each time, because you will only level up from each attempt.
Right.
And that's what I mean, like, fail as much as you possibly can. Now, if you get a win, it's kind of funny to watch comics be like, damn it, that was a good set. It's like, was it? Yeah, for sure. Like,
yes.
Were you hoping it would be worse? It's like, no, you said fail more, Xavier. Like, yeah, for sure. I just, like.
It's like, this nigga trying to hurt himself?
Yeah, right. Celebrate the wins too, dog.
Like, okay, weirdo.
Schizophrenic or like, you good? Like,
it's like, hey, we need to watch him.
It's good to win. You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
It's like I always say, you either learn or you win. Right? And it's okay to like not have the par that you're on, like as far as like a newer comic. Even established comics have like sets or shows that are not up to snuff, but that's just the learning curve in comedy, honestly.
Yeah. No, that's great, man. One of the things that I've told people is like people are like, you do a lot of different things and you try all these different things, and I'm like, fail fast. And that doesn't come from me seeking failure.
No, absolutely, yeah.
It's like, let's try it. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, let's learn some shit. So it's that simple. And people aren't willing to take a chance because they feel like failure is final. People feel like failure is embarrassing. And even if it is embarrassing, you can still learn from that and grow. And then the embarrassment will go away and you've developed whatever you're doing, whether it's comedy, whether it's hosting a podcast or YouTube show or acting, which I feel a shit ton in acting. Dog, you don't know how many auditions
Fantastic
I do.
failure at acting.
I'm so good at failing at acting.
You're like, I'm like the best.
There is a reason I call myself a professional actor, and it's not because I work and get paid for it. For real.
That's real.
That's so real. And any actor that's watching this, you know what I'm talking about. They like, listen.
They're like, brother.
Listen, I think I got you beat. But dude, thank you so much for being on. I appreciate you jumping on, taking some time to do this.
Can I add a comment to the failure thing?
Please do.
So I always run a workshop before the mics that are running the week. And one of the things I say in the workshop up front when we talk about like writing styles and stuff like that is that sometimes we get up on stage, you bomb. And for most people, bombing is this like taboo thing, it's embarrassment, it's miserable. I agree, but it's part of the process, right?
Yeah.
And I always define it in simple terms. I try to keep everything in comedy simple. The more simple, the better. The simpler, the better. How do you say that grammatically? I know we got some grammar Nazis watching. But just like I define bombing as like trying to hit with a joke or story idea and missing. And by that definition, we all miss, Right. And Chappelle's got like a whole joke in one of his last special where he missed and the lady rushed the stage. I'm like,
yo, yes.
I don't even remember what the joke was, but like if he can like, face failure like that, we all should be able to. He's like one of the GOATs.
Yes.
Mark Norman, he said that failure's not final, like you said, it's feedback. Ooh, so you always take the feedback and change the words, change your approach, or just change the whole joke. Or just put it on ice. That's what I always do. If a joke is just not working out like I want it to, you put it on ice. And thankfully, when you're in comedy long enough, that type of thing works out. Like I have a joke that's like, at this point, 5 years old.
Damn.
And I was working it for like maybe a year and a half, and it just was not hitting. It was just the premise was just not setting up the joke. And I was just not making it funny. I was probably just not funny. And that's okay. I thought the premise was fantastic. So I put it on ice. Came back to it like maybe 2 years later, and just like out the gate, it was hilarious. I was like,
where was this?
No, like literally. But it took time to realize, like, as you develop yourself as a comedian and as the performer, you get better at anything you touch.
Yep.
So it wasn't that the joke was bad. I wasn't ready to deliver that joke. And so when I touched it again, I was ready to deliver. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I love that.
I was like prime time Michael Jordan or Kobe. I was like, I can actually dunk this ball. Like,
just
not just rim Jim be like, oh, you see this rim? Like, it's a stupid rim. Like,
I love
that.
No. Hell yeah.
Nah, my hops had improved,
That's respectable.
Yeah.
So, no, thank you for jumping in and saying that, because that is, it's important for people to hear things like that. One, just in general, and two, for this show. But thank you again, man, for being on. It is a pleasure. It's been a pleasure to have a conversation. And we're going to have plenty more conversations down the line, off camera, on camera. Let everybody know where they can find you online.
You can find me at Dunson on Instagram, Xavier G Dunson, Facebook, Facebox, if you can find it. But also Facebook, TikTok, YouTube, Xavier G. Dunson. I'm also on Farmers Only because you know them wagons be dragging. What's up?
Listen, didn't think of that. That's genius. But I'm engaged, so I got to pass it to my friends.
Black Planet's still going strong, too. I'm on there. Yeah. The UI is different. It's actually more attractive for a younger generation.
That makes sense.
Bagel meets coffee. Yeah, bagel fucks coffee. You ever been on that one?
I've seen it. I know what you're talking about. I haven't been on it.
Coffee's.
So where do they find you on that one?
Yeah,
Xavier?
yeah,
Is
yeah.
it Xavier G. Dunson?
Yeah.
With the period.
Yeah.
The period after G.
Yeah. I'm also on Christian Mingle if you're like religious.
That makes sense.
No, I'm not looking for love. I'm literally just promoting shows.
That's fair.
Like, I just wanted you to get like connected with. She's like, you're my ideal guy. I was like, that's what's up. You're my ideal audience member. Come out to a show sometime, bitch. I'd hear with a flyer. Like,
pass this flyer out too.
she did not respond at all.
I believe you because she probably didn't understand the question.
That's fair, but it's also like Christian Mingle, so I shouldn't be saying bitch on there. That's like Twitter behavior or Reddit.
I fell fast.
I did, and I was like, I learned from that behavior. I should have called her something more biblical, like a Jezebel or a harlot or a skank, something to make her feel related to.
And she didn't get that. That's being relatable. You know better than that. Now you know.
Yeah. No, I got a mustard seed of faith as Christians do, or Christian-like people, that she will respond. You know what I'm saying?
Christian-like people. Oh man. So one of the last things that y'all have heard me say a bunch of times is we're in Rehab Tavern, and I got to give Rehab the official thank you for being our official sponsor because they house us.
That's sick.
And they do give me alcohol.
For real? They give you alcohol?
When I pay for it.
Do they give the guests alcohol?
When I pay for it.
Oh, when you pay for it?
Yeah.
Well, could you give the guests alcohol when you pay for it?
Sure.
Let's go.
It's not even 3 o'clock, people. But anywho,
hey,
Rehab Tavern, thank you so much. If you live in Columbus, get your butt here. It's a good time. It's chill. Thank you all so much for watching. Watching. I can't speak English today.
It's okay. I said Facebox.
You did say Facebox, so that makes me feel better. Thank you all for watching. Thank you all for listening. If you're listening, you should also be watching.
You should watching us on Facebox.
Yes. That's genius.
You feel good?
I do. I feel so much better. Like I took a sip of water after I was tired.
Are you familiar with Wattpad?
No, what is that? We're signing off. Thank you.
Beat this. Like Wattpad's like this like real deep cut platform where people will put like their own little personal novels and their personal like I guess telenovela stuff like that.
WAP?
It's WATT.
Okay.
Wattpad.
I was like, how do they get away with that? Saying slurs on the internet?
No. I think it'd be more popular if it was a slur.
Probably.
More than likely.
More people on it.
But yeah, I've seen people start their like author journey on there. Sometimes it's a lot of smut.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, you open the floodgate, you're going to get what you get.
Yeah, so you got to go through a lot of dirt to get to some gold on there. I've had people be like, hey, if you like me, you can follow me on Wattpad. I'm like, no way. And I always read it. I'm like, I don't know what about it. But the last one was like this black chick who had like this ninja saga she was starting where it almost felt like a blend between Naruto and Bleach.
Shit.
But it was like something of like a deeper cut, and it was like had African roots, so kind of like Black Panther-ish.
Yeah.
But they were ninjas. I was like, this is actually really cool. She only had one, novel, like one chapter out, so
but
I wasn't too upset. But I thought this got a lot of potential. I'll send you the link if you're interested.
Yeah, please do, because I mean, I'd be reading.
Reading,
even though it didn't sound like it. The last 7 sentences I've said.
Fail forward, as you said.
I felt forward hard. I used to teach English.
Wait, you used to teach English?
Yeah, I was
grade?
Elementary school, man. I taught.
Hey, that's the best. That's the best age.
It was the best age to not know how to teach fucking English, apparently. But no, I taught pre-K. I taught 2nd grade, 4th grade, 5th grade, and I coached football, wrestling, and track.
That's so good.
Back in the day.
You did get stuck in 2nd grade English, so.
Is that where it was?
Yeah.
Would you fail in that show? Are you smarter than the 5th grader?
Maybe because I've been removed for a couple of years, but I think I do better than most people would.
You're like, I'm smarter than a 5th grader from like 1990.
Got you. Fuck that kid.
Yeah,
even though I was that kid.
I was that kid.
I was.
Let's do it.